If you're watching this video, it is because you're looking to make changes and create order in your environment, which is a reflection of how orderly your cranial universe is. Yes, your wonderful brain is asking for a change. When we created this workshop called UCO with 4 masterclasses for full activation, the first thing I did was to put it in practice in my life. Here in Vimes, everything that we teach is effectively tested, and in my case, the results were amazing. The truth is that when your brain is organized, everything around you becomes organized. As explained by Tao Ravallo, a psychologist who specialized in cognitive behavioral therapy, cleanliness and order greatly influence our mental health. Human beings tend to always search for balance, both internally and externally, and that has to do with our environment. If we look around, everything requires order, even in nature. So we're programmed for that order. I've experienced enormous changes in my life by applying certain things. I thought I was a very organized person, but the truth was I didn't realize I was rigid. So the question arises, what is the difference between being orderly and being rigid? Well, our health helps us to answer that question. If to keep your environment clean and beautiful and your life in order with an agenda and a good schedule, you end up with body pain, pain in your back, a tense neck, I assure you that you are rigid. You're not enjoying the process of being organized. This is a sign that enters your brain, and the brain then sends that message to your beautiful body, and there go the aches and pains. On the contrary, if you enjoy doing what you're doing while you're doing your chores, you fulfill your daily goals, you start by writing them down without spending a whole lot of time on it and no stress, then it means you're doing it really well. You're relaxed, and your body's like, this is good. It tells you when you finish your task to even applaud yourself and say, job well done. Now rest. That was my case. And then that was of the first participants as well, their experience of the Masterclass UCO, which is short for Organized Cranial Universe. From rigidity when organizing their environment and their life in general, they discovered that flexibility is the key, and they began to see with each workshop challenge that organizing can be relaxing and positive in every aspect. Now let's talk about the benefits you'll get by doing your UCO workshop. First, you'll learn simple techniques that are very effective when it comes to organizing yourself at home, work, or even with schoolwork. Your personal organization from this moment will be very different. The second is you will optimize your mental health while your environment is organized, achieving full balance. Remember, mental health is fundamental in every aspect of our lives. Third, you will enjoy the accompaniment of an instructor who's a coach. You'll have daily communication with her and with your classmates. This is something other online academies do not offer. You will have the skills to put into practice with your family and with everyone else who wants to. And we could also mention that the support material you receive is unlike any other. In the information of this Masterclass UCO, you have everything in detail regarding the benefits of doing this amazing, organized cranial universe workshop. Hello. Happy Monday, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me just fix my computer. I think I'm a little off center. There we go. I'm going to be looking over here to say hi to everybody in the chat. It's good to be here. My name is Karen Marinez. Let me introduce myself. Happy to have you. For those of you that are new here, welcome. I am an emotional wellness coach. I help people to identify, manage, and untangle their emotions. People say, I'm broken. No, you're all tangled up. So I help you to learn how to untangle those emotions. If you're here, please subscribe and wait 1 minute, and then you'll be able to get in the chat. We want to know what's your name and where you're coming in from. Okay? So we have my dear husband, Elvin. We have Rosalinda Tavares. Hello, Rosalinda. We have Tiffany. Hey, Tiff. We have Sheila G. We have Danielita. So good to have everybody. Sally. Hello, Sally. Yes. So good to have everybody here. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. How's everybody doing? Wanted to share something. We're trying to reach 1,500 subscribers. Okay. We're at 1,460 something. Oh, right. Yeah. So we're almost there. PJ from South Carolina. Hello. Hey, Itza from Texas. Hello. Hello. I just walked in the door about 45 minutes ago. Excuse my hair. I didn't get to style it. Gabby, hello. Tim James. That's a new name. Hi, Tim. Welcome. I said, Elvin has some company here. There's another guy in the house. Very nice. Um, Good to have everyone. So please like and subscribe, share. We're going to be talking about the wound of rejection, part 2. And if you can think of anyone that could benefit from this information, please share the link with them, and they can get on and enjoy it with us. Of course, those that are seeing this in the future, hello, hello. We're happy to have you here in the future. Okay. What is the rejection wound? Very interesting. It makes people flee. How does it affect you? It makes people flee. They run away from situations. It's a person that tries to go unnoticed, is undervalued. They cancel themselves out. Why? Because they received rejection as a child from a parent or a caregiver or a grandparent of the same sex. Very interesting to know. Sheila G. Hey, Sheila. Good to have you. Palm Bay in the house. um, just to get started, we had a homework assignment last week. Did anyone ask 3 close friends if they could tell them 3 of their good qualities? If they did, while I'm talking and I tell you about my weekend, can you put it in the chat, please? I would appreciate it. Watterson, hello. We got 3 guys in the house. Oh, this that we can see in the chat. That's awesome. Very nice. It's mostly all females. So this is really good. So if anyone asked a close family member, friend, someone you could trust, 3 of their good qualities, please put it in the chat so we can discuss, okay? Meanwhile, I just walked in the door a little while ago because I went to Massachusetts. Georgina. Hello, Georgina. That's another new name. Good to have you. Fabby Boo. Hello. Okay. Um, I went to Massachusetts to visit some family, cousins, aunts, uncles. We had a phenomenal time. It's beautiful up there. I'm in New York, so it's always good to get outside of the city and see some more nature and just relax. My cortisol levels are just like low, low, low because it was great. And just being with family and friends, seeing friends I haven't seen since COVID or before COVID, seeing family I haven't seen in person since before COVID. It was so good. We were up till late, laughing, hollering, right? It's so good for the soul. So I just feel so good and at peace. Okay, I'm looking in the chat and oh, Fabi Boo, is that what you were saying? That what people said about you sounded like they were talking about someone else? Can can you specify? And if it is that, the 3 qualities, can you let me know what they were? Deborah in the house. Hello from Massachusetts. Hello, hello. Yes. Okay. So Fabi Boo, please, can you tell us some of the good qualities that people told you? And if anyone else did some of that homework, if you could put it in the chat. some people find it difficult to hear good things about them, what their good qualities are. And that could be what Fabi Boo is talking about. It seems like it might even be difficult for her to put it in the chat. Let's see if it gets in there. I would love to hear. Very nice. It's a good exercise. If you have not done it, or if this is your first time here, or you didn't get to do it last week, I encourage you to do it. It can allow us to see how others perceive us and what they experience with us as we're in their presence. But for some, it's very difficult to hear all of that good stuff like, oh, that's not really me. They don't know who I am. And they reject hearing the good. And that's why it's a good exercise. You learn about yourself, you learn about other people by doing this exercise. Sally says, same, couldn't get myself to, oh, because it felt cringed. Yeah, you couldn't get, okay. And I'm sure people would have a lot of good to say. And that's why it's such a good homework assignment. So if you didn't have the courage this week, I hope next week and the week to come, you can build up the courage to ask and then hear what people have to say. Okay, Fabi Boo says, when I asked people about my good qualities, two said I was compassionate. And I feel like I need to work on that the most. Okay, and what I would assume is that you especially need to work on that with you. You probably need to be way more compassionate with yourself. I was talking to a client the other day, and we often say, I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I feel this way. And that's what she was going through. But after we spent time discussing the why, well, look at what you went through as a child, this and this, and it was several things that affected her in her adulthood, and she made certain decisions that she regrets and all of that. Well, now we know why you do this, why you did this, why you feel the way you do, why you respond the way you do. And you can be more compassionate with yourself because it's not what's wrong with you. That's what we normally say. What's wrong with me? I don't know. No, it's not what's wrong with you. It's what happened to you. And when we realize that it's things that happened, not that we're playing the victim, but we're just facing reality. These are things that we went through. It made us who we are today. That's the reason. And now we're going to work on healing it. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to be more compassionate with myself because I see that there's a reason why I do the things I do, even though I can't stand what I do or the decisions I make or how I feel or how I react. But it's what happened to me, not what's wrong with me. So self-compassion, we're going to talk about self-esteem later, but self-compassion is so important. Okay, but I love that you're compassionate, and I'm sure they're right. Dr. Jessel said it was very difficult. All right, but there's time. We're going to work on it. I'm going to give you guys time. It just says, oh, generous, caring, and organized. Very nice. It's a, how did you feel hearing that? Was it difficult to hear it? Sheila G, kind, caring, helpful, beautiful. We are beautiful people. Can I say that? We are a beautiful people. So I'm not surprised by this. Yolanda, hey, Yolanda, welcome. Hey, Roxy Ebony, welcome from Palm Bay. Good to have you girls here. We're reviewing the homework assignment from last week. If you asked someone about your good qualities from 3 people and 3 qualities, please put it in the chat. We also discussed how some people it's very hard for them to hear that, hear the good. It's difficult for them to accept it, but we are beautiful, good people around here, okay? And we need to celebrate that as well. So as the night goes on, if you have those things, you can share it. Oh, wow, look at that. Sheila Jesus, the very person I feel like gives me no credit for having a brain, said she thinks I'm smart. Wow, very interesting. So you learn about yourself, but you also learn about the other person. It goes both ways. And what they say is a reflection of them too. So it's a very deep thing. It's not just a question, but that's why it's such a good exercise. We learn about ourselves and we learn about others, and we see also what others, these are trusted people, right? How others perceive us in the world. Very, very interesting. Okay, we'll continue. Ooh, Yolanda says hospitable, generous, and friendly. Nice. Beautiful qualities. Beautiful. And if you did put your qualities in the chat, let me know how you felt when you heard it. Did you feel, "Oh, I don't think that's right," shocked? How did you feel about hearing that? Did you agree? All right. So the fear of rejection, it's one of the deepest wounds because it's rejection of our thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It could even be rejection of our love or even who we are, our own person, right? And again, it's non-acceptance on the part of parents and relatives that raise us, and it's the same-sex parents. So if you're a guy, it was your father or the male figure. If you're a girl, it was your mom, grandmother, or that female figure. Okay, I have some notes here. Um, how could the person feel? Very interesting. They could feel rejected by others all the time. And because of that, they develop poor self esteem. And because it's the way we interpret words. Okay. When we've been rejected, we could also reject ourselves. Just like with the abandonment, we usually abandon ourselves, unfortunately. And since the rejection is experienced by the same sex parent, it would be hard. So I'm female. If my mother, I suffered the wound of rejection from her, how would I how would I perceive other females? I would probably have a very hard time trusting them. And you hear a lot of women say, I don't deal with women. I have more guy friends than female. I get along better with men than women. There's a reason. That could be very well one of the reasons. It's a lack of trust because mommy rejected me as a child. Or if we're a man, daddy rejected me as a child. So I'm more comfortable around women than I am around men. So these lives also help us to look at ourselves and exist like a mirror to look at ourselves. I was just talking to someone this evening on my way home. I said, "Hey, get on the Zoom, get on the live tonight on YouTube." She said, "What's the topic? Abandonment?" I said, "No, rejection." Obviously, she doesn't keep up with my YouTubes. This is part 2 of rejection. And she said, "Oh, no, that doesn't apply to me." So, but I know her and I know her mom, and it does apply to her, but she has no idea because she doesn't know what it's about, right? So that's the purpose to we may not think we have the wound of rejection, but then when we hear that, it's like, oh, I guess I do, right? Very interesting. Okay. Um, so going back to the comments, Yolanda said the second friend said, ready to listen, honest, and happy. Nice. Oh, these are beautiful. How did you feel when you heard that, Yolanda? Sheila G says she was shocked. Right, because you think, I don't think she thinks I'm smart, and she says she thinks I'm smart. Okay. Itza says she agreed with their comments. Very nice. Roxy says, warm-hearted, compassionate, and kind. Oh, we are beautiful people. And Shawnee, hey, Shawnee, so good you made it. Good to see you. Yolanda was excited. Nice. You could accept it. You could let it penetrate those good feelings. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Okay, so back to rejection, the wound of rejection. Um, the person that suffers from the wound of rejection, remember, they run from, they hide, right? They're escapists. So some psychologists call them fugitives. Okay. And fugitives put on a mask. They want to disappear, go unnoticed. So often it's a very well behaved child. Isn't that interesting? I don't want anyone to notice me, so I'm just going to do everything right, everything perfectly. They're the straight A student, they're well behaved, they don't want to ruffle any feathers. All right. Um, they could create a bubble. He's in his own world, sometimes take refuge in video games, books, drugs, or alcohol, because I just want to shut down. I don't want anyone to see me. They want to be in this bubble. What are some of the attitudes of the fugitive? Sensitive to same parent remarks. Mom said this, here we go again, right? I'm 35, 45 years old. She's still doing it. I want to spend time with her. She says she doesn't have time with me. I want to do this for her. She doesn't want to let me. I want open communication. She rejects that, right? Looking for ways to escape. Even sleep could be an escape. Addictions, games, alcohol, drugs, right? isolates themselves. I'm not into too many friends. Some people say, no, I'd rather just be to myself. But why? What's the motive behind it? Is it because you don't trust and you fear that you'll be rejected by other females in the case of you being a female? And they doubt their right to existence and of love. Yeah. Miss Spiral's in the house. Hey, girl, good to have you. Welcome. All right. And so the personality of the fugitive or the person that suffers from this wound, they have few friends. They express relational difficulties. It's just hard, especially with the same sex. They speak very little. They're solitary, and again, this is who we are on the inside. So a lot of my clients have this, oh, the way they're out in the world, the way the world views them as the happiest person in the group, the best worker at the job, the best neighbor, and they are good people. But inside, there's a hole in their soul. And even though they push themselves to go out and be in the group and talk and laugh, they can't wait to get back to home to be by themselves because they really want to be alone, but they just push themselves to do the things. Okay, so you may say, but I'm social. But do you really want to be social, or do you push yourself to be social? You would really rather just be home alone, solitary. That's the question. Um, they devalue themselves. They say, I'm useless, I'm not capable, I can't do that. They're afraid of being judged, of giving his opinion, or of disturbing others. So it's like, sorry. They say sorry a lot because they feel their very existence is a mistake. They're not supposed to be here. They may also be a very perfectionist person, right? Forces himself to be perfect in order to avoid rejection. Because mommy rejected me because I wasn't perfect. So now I'm striving for that. And again, the hole is in the soul, but on the outside, I have to be perfect. So they make everything look amazing. But when they come home, they say, my life is a shambles. My room is my home is out of whack, is not orderly, not organized like how I want. Okay, afraid of making mistakes. And you know how that can affect us? If you're afraid of making mistakes, you don't try new things. And if you don't try new things, how can you get out of your comfort zone and grow? It's like, if I can't do it perfectly, I don't want to do it. But how could we do something new perfectly? And again, perfection doesn't exist anyway. It's not realistic. So it holds us back. The person may say, I would love to go traveling, but I'm too afraid. But they could ask someone who does travel to help them make an itinerary. They can ask questions. They can perhaps go with someone else that's a pro at it, learn it to gain the courage. But it's like, no, no, I won't, because something bad is probably going to happen. And that hole in their soul continues to grow because now they're not going after things that they really want to do, things that would fill that hole. They push back. Okay. We got Joanne Nunez from Mass. Hey, Joanne. Doctor, just so come home exhausted. You're done because it's a push, a pushing of yourself. Just it's not coming from an abundance. And that has to also do with overextending, being exhausted. But we do all that because we're rejecting ourselves, right? It's a very deep topic, so much to explore. But I'm throwing these little tangents out so you can think about it, meditate on it as time goes, and reflect on yourself, okay? Shawnee says, like an introvert, right? And everything is why, right? So definitely like an introvert. And again, everything is motivation. What's the motive behind it? Why are you extroverted? Is the root because you don't trust other people? You can't. And you may have great people around you, but you keep that wall up. That if that's the reason, then it's probably because of the wound of rejection. Okay. So also having tension between you and your same-sex parent whenever you're female, and whenever you speak to your mom, is you get off the phone and you're just exhausted, you're done. You're tired. She wears me out. I can't take it. All of that, all of that is a reflection of the wound of rejection. Okay? So now we say, how do we heal from this? How do we heal? Is healing possible? Yes, yes, and yes. Okay? How do we heal? It starts by beginning to value and recognize yourself. And this is what I'm about to say is very important. I need you to pay very close attention because I considered this with another client last week. Ignore the messages that inner critic sends you. I'm going to say it again. Ignore the messages that your inner critic sends you. That voice, that inner dialogue that's very negative, you can't, you don't, you're useless, you're garbage, all the things. I hate to even say it. All the things that you hear in your mind daily. Who do we talk to the most in a day? Ourselves. That inner voice, when it's negative, we have to view it like a spoiled brat. And I share this because my client said, but I thought we're supposed to be compassionate with ourselves. I thought we're supposed to be like, oh, right. We're supposed to be compassionate with that little girl or that little boy back then that suffered and that is experiencing this wound. But that inner critic, that inner dialogue, oh no, we have to be the adult and put her or him in their place. It's like a spoiled brat. So, for instance, if you are invited to a party, today is Monday, Friday, you're invited to a party. You love these people. They're celebrating something. You want to be there. Your heart, you want to be there. But then from the time you say yes to the invitation, you I should have said no. I don't want to be around people. I'm going to be tired. All the excuses. That's that spoiled brat in your head, that inner critic. Because why? Who really wants to be around me? They're only inviting me because they feel that they're supposed to. Or we could say they're only inviting me because they think I'm someone that I'm not. But we have established we are good people around here. And we have to grow in our love for ourselves. And we have to put that spoiled brat in her place. If you were or as an adult, you had a 4-year-old child, and as you were about to go out for school, for instance, something important, she throws herself on the floor. She's kicking and screaming, I don't want to go. I don't. What would you say to her? Can you put it in a chat? What would you say to the little 4-year-old girl hollering on the floor, kicking and screaming? You have to go to work. She has to go to school. She's in pre-K and she's kicking and screaming, I don't want to go. And you're trying to reason why you don't want to go. Because I don't like it. But you have to go, baby. And mommy has to go to work. I can't, but just let me stay. But I can't leave you here by myself, right? What would you say to that little girl? What are some things that's what I would say. Come on, you got to get up. We have to go. But then when the child keeps kicking and screaming, now you have to get more firm. Look, get up. We're going, right? You would have to take control of the situation. Who's ruling the house, you or her? And this is logical. You have to go to work. She has to go to school. And she's expected in school. We have to carry out our responsibilities, right? And you would teach her that. Well, the same thing with that inner critic and that spoiled brat in your head, that negative voice that goes on and on and on. And she tells you how bad you are and you don't deserve to be around good people and you're going to be exhausted and you don't really want to go because you don't deserve them. You don't measure up to whatever your mind is telling you, whatever that inner critic is telling you have to shut her down. Quiet. Sit down. We're going, right? Or stand up. Right? You have to get tough. You have to talk to yourself because your logical brain is the adult and it has to take over and control that child that it has experienced the wound. You're not worthy. You're garbage. No, I'm a good person. We're going. I'm going to feel better afterwards. We're going. I have something to bring to the table. I have good qualities. I have my imperfections, but I also have good qualities. We're going. All right. So we have to take control of that spoiled brat, that inner critic. in order to heal. That in turn will push us. It'll allow us to work, to push, to go to work on our insecurities, that we don't feel like we're enough. Oh, let's get it together. Yeah, that's what Tiff would say. Let's get it together, girl. Come on, we gotta go. And some other parents would take other extreme measures, right? So we want to work on our insecurities. All of this is to heal. I don't feel I'm not enough. You say your daily positive affirmation, I am enough. I'm unworthy. You say, I'm worthy. I'm unlovable. You say, I am lovable. And I love me. We look in the mirror, we say, I love you, with confidence. That helps us to grow in our confidence of ourselves and start feeling capable in small steps. It's not from one night to the next, one day, no. It's little by little. And it's so important to learn about yourself, respect yourself, and love yourself. And you say, but how can I do that, Karen? It's all about building and maintaining positive self-esteem. So if you have notes, I'm going to share 10 points. If you're taking notes, 10 points on how to build our self-esteem. It really is, low self-esteem is at the core, is at the very core of why we overextend. We don't know how to say no. We don't set boundaries. We abandon and reject ourselves. We don't allow ourselves to enjoy life, the things that we enjoy. We hold back. It's like we're punishing ourselves. And all of that comes from low self-esteem, which of course comes from these wounds. Okay, so you got your pen and paper, you ready? How do we build and maintain positive self-esteem? The first thing is not to compare ourselves to others. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You can only work with what you have, and it's probably a lot. We've established that here. We are good people. So stop focusing on what others have and focus on what you have and embrace it, which again is why asking 3 people about 3 good qualities of yours helps you, because then you say, you can see 9 good qualities and you're like, I do have a lot to work with. Oh, this is great. Because when you're comparing yourself to other people, you never know what's going on behind the scenes on their side, right? The saying is the grass is always greener on the other side, but it really isn't. It's not always greener. So we think they're living, but no, we don't know what's going on over there, but we know what's going on over here. So we stay in our lane and we compare ourselves to ourselves. We don't compare ourselves to others. We have to stop that. And a lot of times our parents did it. We hated it. Why can't you be like your big brother? Why can't you be like your cousin? Why can't you be like, no one likes to be compared. And so, Ma, don't compare me. And then here we go doing it to ourselves. That's not good. Okay. Number 2, identify your strengths and areas for opportunity. So if you're not feeling as confident and positive about certain aspects of your life, sit down and figure out why. Create a list of your strengths and areas for improvement. So again, you can look at your positive qualities, and at the same time, you can identify areas that you can work on. Okay. It is important to be aware of the language that you use when you're identifying areas of improvement. You might say when you're about your body, I'm fat, but that creates a negative tone. But we want to say, I'm going to focus more on physical health. I'm going to visit the gym 3 times a week. The way we talk to ourselves is so important. Oh, Elvin is reminding people to hit the like button. Yeah, that will be much appreciated. And it helps the algorithm to send this to others, okay, that can use the information. So identify your strengths and areas for opportunity. You see, opportunity, not your strengths and your weaknesses. It's identify your areas for opportunity. What can you grow at? Okay, so you would like to lose weight. I'm going to focus more on my physical health. Make the change. Okay. Number 3 is being open to change. So as you work on embracing your strengths and you're working on areas for improvement, update your list of areas for opportunity as you grow and change, because you're going to get better, right? And making the list is one thing, but being motivated to put in the work and make the change is another. So we have to put in the work. Don't give up on yourself. Be open to change. Turn your fears or reservations into motivation. determination. And remember, you're putting in the effort for a great cause for you. We work so hard for everybody else. Oh, the young people here, the older people there, my husband, my kids, my wife, right? My boss. But what about me? Am I putting in the same amount of energy and effort into me? If not, that has to change. We have to prioritize ourselves so we can heal. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes prioritizing, sitting down, making ourselves first. All right. Number 4 is being realistic. Change is not going to happen overnight, and perfection does not exist. Okay. So put those things out of your head. I want to shed some pounds, right? Personally. And I would love to eat right one day and exercise right one day, and I drop all the weight. But that's not realistic. It's not going to happen, right? It's not logical, it's not scientific. So I have to realize that change happens in small increments. We're working on being a better version of ourselves, and we want to be a better version of ourselves. Remember that we're not comparing ourselves. We don't want to be better than this person. No. That's why I'm repeating, a better version of ourselves. And think about it and remember, everyone makes mistakes. So if you experience a setback, don't beat yourself up about it. Learn from it. What can I learn? Where did I go wrong? What mishap? What could I have changed? And then move on and aim to not make the same mistake again. We talked about being compassionate with ourselves. We're not perfect. We will have setbacks. We get up, brush ourselves off, and we keep moving. But if we have that perfectionism in our minds, we're going to expect perfection from ourselves. And again, it does not exist. No existe la perfección. Okay. Number 5, surround yourself with a support squad. You'll know I talk about vitamin people in our lives, having the support. Again, this is very difficult because those with the rejection wound, they flee, they run away, they're the fugitive. So surround yourself with a support squad. The people who love and care about you will be your biggest and best support system in your journey. And the journey is towards positive self-worth, realizing our value, standing in it, being proud of it, accepting it. So we have to surround ourselves with people who invigorate us, energize us, make us feel positive about reaching our goals. If I'm with someone who talks negatively to me, that must mean that I agree with them. I have to get them out of my circle. I cannot have them in my inner space. You cannot have audience with me if you're going to treat me bad, because I know my worth. I'm not going to accept that. It's just not acceptable. So we have to have a team. And it's so hard for people. And I get it. A lot of my clients, especially with depression, anxiety, you just want to be in your safe space. That might be home. It might be your basement. It might be your bedroom. It might be just home. Close those doors. The outside world is out. I'm in. I could just be. But without positive people around us, without a squad, without vitamin people, we'll never reach our goals. It's very challenging to reach goals by ourselves. It just makes it that much harder. And why should we want to work? Why should we work harder? If it's easy to have good people around us that'll push us, motivate us, come on, you got this, you could do it. It just makes it easier. Why not? So that might be stepping out of your comfort zone and saying, okay, I think I could trust this person. I'm going to try. Try. It's so worth it. It is so worth it. I'm so grateful for my squad. And that term vitamin people comes from an author. I think it's Marianne Rojas. She's a Hispanic woman, and she wrote a book called Vitamin People, and I just love the book. We need people in our lives. Okay. Oh, okay, we got some. Sheila G says, preach this. I'm so guilty of this. Miss Spiral says, cheerleaders. Yes, yes, yes. We need cheerleaders. Finger snaps. and something's going on between Sally and Itza, and she said, girl. And Renee says, support squad. Love that. Yes. We have to. No, I prefer to be by myself. I could do it by myself. No, there's nobody that can walk at that time of the day. No, I'd rather just go to the gym by myself. I just be in a corner and read my book at home. We can't reach our goals that way. We got to give into it. Just do it. Please try it and then send me a message and let me know how it goes. Now, of course, we have to be selective. We're not just saying create a squad. We want a positive squad, a support squad. We're not letting other people in. We still have to be selective. Okay, not everyone is invited into the squad. People have to measure up, but we have to give them a chance to see if they're worthy. If they're not worthy, it's okay. And they'll make mistakes. No one is perfect, right? It's a whole thing, but just start. Send the text message. Ooh, send it to someone that you think you can trust and say, can we take a walk together this week? Let's organize our schedules. Can we go out for a drink? Can we have lunch together? Just do it. And then let me know how it goes. All right. I'm going to give you my email address. It's probably in the notes, but I'm going to put it in the chat. Is it in the notes? I can't tell right now. But I want to hear from you. I want you to write to me and let me know. It's not in the notes. I'll have Alejandro put it in the notes, but this is my email address, KarenMCoach@gmail.com. If you want an appointment with me, you want to share something with me, like I did this, Karen, feel free to put it to email me. Okay. Awesome. All right. Number 6, keep it positive. Oh, okay. Did Sally say something? Si quiero ir rápido, ve sola. Si quieres llegar lejos, vayan en equipo. Yes, Sally. Sally, you got to translate that for our English speaking people in the chat. Please, can you translate that? I understand what it says, and it's an awesome quote. And Alejandro is happy because you're speaking his language. ¿Verdad, Alejandro? ¿Estás feliz de leer algo en español en el chat? Okay, number 6, my loves. Keep it pie. He says, see, yes, yes. All right, number 6, keep it positive with yourself. Oh, we can say it all to the kids in our neighborhood and the older people. You got this, and our co-workers. But are we positive with ourselves? That's not fair to be positive to other people, and we're not positive to ourselves. Now, some people are negative with themselves, and they're negative with other people too. But a lot of us are, oh, we're the cheerleaders of everyone. You got this, you could do it. But with ourselves, again, that inner voice is critical. Oh, she's negative. Positive affirmations, positive self-talk are the key to building our self-esteem. You're your own worst critic. So when you use negative self-talk, you're going to believe it. Focus on telling yourself how great you are, or that you can and will achieve your goals to maintain a positive focus. Make that a habit. When you brush your teeth, as you're brushing your teeth, you look in the mirror. Because we usually brush our teeth in the bathroom, right? We normally have a mirror right there. Even if we can't say it out loud, just say it in your mind. I love you. We're doing this. We're going to get better. We're in the process of healing. Me and you. Look yourself in the mirror. And the words, for some people, it's very difficult to say those things to themselves because they've never done it. And they've never heard the most important people in their lives, their parents or their caregivers, say that to them. Excuse me. So it's very difficult. But I want you to start. Try. I know it's hard, but you can do it. You got this. All right. And you have the team here. We're the support squad. You can do it. Okay. And send me a message and let me know how it goes. All right. What's going on over here? Okay. Tiffany says talking is the hard part and letting someone in. Yeah. And when we say talking, we're not going to bare our soul to someone we just met and we're starting to get to know. We're not talking. The first time we go for a little coffee with someone that we've never gone out with, and we're telling them about our wound of abandonment or rejection. We're not doing that. Light stuff, but we try it out. And even if we don't talk about anything serious, but to have connection with people is so important. And then when you start seeing that this person brings something to the table, you benefit. You when you leave them, you're refreshed. I have family members, they don't refresh that. Certain family do not refresh me. I have to be around them sometimes, but I know they don't refresh me because when I leave them, I don't feel refreshed. I'm not better. So you know what that feels like. We all have family members that have made us feel like that, just like, and it's so disappointing. But I want you to be more aware of when you're around someone and when you leave them, you feel a little better. You smile a little more. You're a little more happy. Those are the people we want in the support squad. And it could just be, can we meet for tea or coffee next week? What, do you have anything in your schedule? Can we coordinate? Okay. Um, Sally. Okay, Sally translated. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together in a unit. Ah, okay. Dr. Just says her inner girl is a mess. I get it. And we got to get her under control. Be the alpha girl. Get her under control. Tell her what's going on from now on. All right. Joanne said that makes sense. We need to build a strong foundation. Yes, a community. Start with yourself being positive and letting others who are positive in your circle. That's it. That's it. Start small. Try them out. That doesn't work, and not because you see a small imperfection, but then okay. But we got to start somewhere, and we have to get out of our comfort zone. The only way to grow is getting out of our comfort zone. Okay, Oris. Hi, Oris. So good to have you here. Renee said, learning it's okay to make those boundaries of who's in my circle. Yes. I'm so glad you put that there. We have the choice of deciding who's in our inner circle, who's in our cheerleading, our support squad, and even within that, putting boundaries. Every relationship needs healthy boundaries, because we could also put up a boundary and that wall goes up and no one else is let in, right? But we want to let people in. But everybody needs boundaries, but healthy ones, okay? All right, number 7. All right, Sheila, negative people are so draining. Yes, they are. We have to kick them out of our inner circle, especially while we're healing. Hey, from afar. Pleasant, cordial, but keep them at a distance. It's too much. It's not fair to you to have those people in your life. It just isn't. They're not bringing anything to the table. All right. All right, look, it's 8:44 already. I was like, am I going to have enough to talk about? Then I started and I just keep going on. Okay, number 7, because let's get, I don't like them to be too long. Take an internet or social media detox. This is really interesting. In today's digital world, the way we see and consume information is rapid and constant, and it's so true. But listen at this. A 2017 study by Simon Fraser University showed that higher internet usage led to increased body dissatisfaction in women. Interesting, right? Women aged 12 to 29 were more likely to feel bad about their bodies if they spent more than 20 hours per week online. With Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, and millions of websites, it can be easy to get caught up in believing what we perceive to be perfection, which again does not exist, but it's portrayed by others online. So if you're comparing yourself to other people online, the stars, friends, whatever, or their content is making you feel inadequate, what should you do? Take a break from social media and the internet. Just take your Instagram off of your phone. You don't have to disconnect your account. Just remove the app. Then you're not tempted. Facebook gives you stress, or you feel that you compare yourself to, until you heal and get better. Just say, you know what, I'm going to take a month off from Facebook. All of the Snapchat, Instagram, I'm going to step back. And again, that time that we used to spend scrolling, looking at other people's lives, how about we use that time to focus on our own lives, right? Control the content that you consume. So that's very, very important. All right, back to, we got some good stuff. Miss Spiral says we teach people how to talk to us too. If they hear negativity, they think they can talk to us that way. Yeah, no. And we're like, not here. Joanna. Hi, Karen. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. I think you are in Panama, right, Joanna? Good to have you. Very good to have you. All right, number 8, do what you love. I'm passionate about this too. Do what you love. Where do I start? Because I have clients, I ask, what do you love to do? And they say, I don't know. We're so out of touch with ourselves. We don't even know. What's your favorite color? I don't know. But we know what our best friend's favorite color is. And when we're out shopping and we see a pin in that color or a little pocketbook or this and that, oh, let me go. She would love this. How come I don't know my favorite color, but I know my friend's favorite or my mom's favorite? That's not fair. We have to stop. So one way to know what we love to do is try to think back to when you were a kid. Maybe you love riding your bike. You love playing board games. You used to play in the street hopscotch. You used to go to the beach, to the swimming pool. You used to love to read books. We're that same person. We've just grown older. And a lot of times we have been told, we got to be responsible, work, clean the house, and we stop doing the things we love. I was with a client. She was like, I love dancing salsa. And now that she's a mom, she just pushes that to the side. It's like, find the time to dance salsa, take a class, look for ways to get it, do it, and enjoy it. And just talking about it, she had this big smile on her face. Okay, when we do something we enjoy, there's a hormone in our brain called endorphins. It just, right? The brain just naturally releases it and it makes us happy. Some people hit the gym, can spend hours in the gym. They love it. Read a book, get lost in a book, bake with friends, take a bath, light the candles, put on the smooth jazz, right? Make an effort to set aside time to do the things that make you feel happy. And when you're happy and you've taken control and done it, not waiting for someone else to do it for you, then that does what? It builds your self-esteem and it makes life joyful. Some people love to run. I love the beach. I love a good book. I love my feet in the grass. I love the sun on my face. I love to lay in the grass, roll down there, everything nature. I like to hear the sound of the birds and do what you love. Okay? So important. Live in the present is number 9. You can't change the past and you have no way of predicting the future. Remember, anxiety is excess of future. Depression is excess of the past. All excesses, all extremes are not good. So it's important to focus on the here and now in order to establish a positive outlook. Because if we're thinking about anticipating bad things that can happen in the future, we're not here now. And if we're thinking about lamenting over things that we did in the past, we're not in the present. Stay in the present. What changes can you make today to improve your self-esteem? We don't want to cause more stress on ourselves. If you focus on the here and now, then you can actually prepare for things that come your way. I heard an older woman say, regret proof your life. I love that. Regret proof your life. We feel the regrets usually over things we did in the past, but going forward, do the things that today, that if you didn't do it, tomorrow you would say, I wish I had done that. Or in 5 years, I wish I had, right? Do it today. Don't put it off. Live in the present and enjoy the present to the fullest. It's to be enjoyed. It's a present. It's a gift. We have to let joy back into our lives. Okay. Oh, PJ said watch double dutch tournaments and rock side to side. Nice. And maybe later do some double dutch, PJ. Roxy Ebony, excuse me. She says if it's not in your hands, don't let it be in your mind. I like that. And basically, if it's not in your hands, you can't change anything about it. Don't let it stay in your mind. It's done. Let's make sure we regret proof our lives going forward. Today, we had a lot going on. And, it's like, and we got to get back to New York. And I had this, and my sister had another appointment, and da 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 da. And I said, but my auntie, I haven't seen her since 2017 before COVID. Then she moved south and she came back up north. Then COVID hit. I haven't seen her. Life is precious. Life is not promised. Not just to her, to me either. We're gonna make the time and go see her. And my heart is so full. That's a regret proofing decision because I'm so happy that I got to spend time with her. We took pictures. We strolled down memory lane. I asked her questions about the past. She's a link to my mom. She's my mom's sister, and I loved our conversation. It was beautiful. And we left her. We were smiling. She was smiling. Got to give her big hugs. Regret proof. Right in the present. We're gonna take care of this now, and we're all happy. And it all worked out really good. Okay. Number 10 is share your feelings. Here's another one out of the comfort zone for a lot of people. I don't talk to people about my stuff. I keep it all in. And how has that been working out for you? A lot of people have a lot of health issues because they bottle everything up. They don't share. And again, we're not sharing with untrustworthy people. When we create our support squad, even within the support squad, there are different personalities. And this person may be good for this thing to share, and this person may be good for that. And then there's some that we share everything with, right? But we have to share it. Know that there are others there that always will support you on your journey to positive self-esteem. And that goes to that squad when we build that trust in them. The goal is to create a positive, stronger sense of self and make healthy choices. You may not feel comfortable sharing it with other people, or you want to work on this stuff, reach out to me. We can do a one-on-one. I've been enjoying working with different clients, different needs, and every one of them says, Karen, after our first time together, I just felt so much better. I just found myself smiling. And this was recently a client, and she was like, I was like, and this is just after one time. She said, there's really something to it. Just sharing, talking about stuff. Yeah. And then as you talk, other stuff starts bubbling up, popping up from the past. And it's because your body says, oh, I can trust you now. You're not going to break. You're strong enough because you're getting the help that you need. I can share these things and now you can start healing them. You can remember these things and start healing. So a lot of people have blocked it, they don't remember, but as they start healing, as they start sharing, other memories come up because they know you're safe. You have a coach with you, or you have a therapist with you, and now have help on the journey. It's the body just leans into it. It's so beautiful. And I love seeing the smiles at the end of a session, the relief in their eyes, like, really, I'm not, there is hope for me. I'm not hopeless. I can heal. I could get better. Really? Yes. It's such a beautiful journey. So share your feelings. Okay, let's look at the chat. Oh yeah, Panama's an hour behind. Number 10 is no joke, huh? It's yeah, sharing our feelings is important. Renee says, I'm a private person. Yeah, oh yeah, that's a go-to. I'm a private person. But why? Now you know why. If I couldn't trust my mother, how can I trust any other female? It's logical. It makes perfect sense. There's nothing wrong with you. Again, it's what happened to you. And that's why it's hard to trust. Everybody did amazing. This was really good. It's 8:54 here. I'm like, what? The time went by. We always have such a good time together. The time flies. So I put my email in the chat, and for those watching in the future, I'm gonna have Alejandro put it in the notes, the show notes, I think they call it. Oh, Miss Spiral, she said. What about oversharing? All I have to say, Miss Spirals, be nice when people overshare. Be patient. We have to be nice to each other even when we overshare, okay? And people are adjusting, they're learning, right? Joanna says, thank you, Karen. This is an eye-opener, lots of room for improvement to grow. Yes, yes, yeah. Oh, you are an oversharer? You think so, Miss Spirals? All right. I don't you know me, I love details, so I don't mind people oversharing. So it's okay for me. All right, I have a few announcements. Some good news, good news, good news. Alejandro, ¿puedes poner el enlace al chat en de WhatsApp en el chat, por favor? We're going to have, there he goes. All right, he put the WhatsApp chat link. If you're not a part of our WhatsApp group, The community is growing. Join the link and it'll put you in the chat. We talk. When I'm going to come on, we give the information of the next YouTube live, the topic, it's all kind of information and things like that that you can, when you get on the chat, you're just a part of the community and you're in the know, you know what's going on. Okay. We have, as you saw in the beginning of this, an UCO class coming up. It's all about organizing our personal space, our home, our office, right? And we go from room to room organizing. Here are two exciting announcements. We never said this before, but anyone who signs up for UCO, this applied to the last class as well, up to 3 people in your household can also join just for that one price, but they can join in on the fun. So maybe it's a mother that signed up and she has 2 kids and a husband. All 4 of them can be a part, as long as you live under the same roof. It could be a mother, daughter, and son. It could be 3 roommates, 4 roommates, right? But imagine the teamwork in the household and everybody organizing their personal space, how good that'll be. Talk about teamwork and a support squad, and also encouraging one another. And what it would do to the household, those good feelings, right? Those endorphins going off, it would make everybody much happier. Okay. So that's one of the benefits of joining. You plus then 3 others in your house can join under the same price. It's all the same, just one payment, but up to 4 people in your household, including you, would be able to join. And more good, exciting news that administration shared with me today. They have decided to extend the sale. There's a sale going on. The price has been lowered for UCO, and it expired yesterday, but they shared with me they're going to extend it to next Monday. So if you were like, oh, I missed the sale, I was thinking about it and I didn't know if I wanted to join the club. I think we have 12 or 13 that have joined in the last week. The class is going to be amazing. And those 13 will be joined by those in the last class. That's another thing. If you were in the last UCO class, just a reminder, and you enjoyed it, you can come right. You're going to join this class and you don't have to pay anything. You're automatically going to be included. If you'd like to do it all over again in your class, in your home, join us. Okay. Joanna said it sounds easy, but it's not. Joanna, can you tell me what sounds easy and it's not? Because sometimes there's a delay. We have a few more minutes. Just share that. Explain what you're saying. It sounds easy, but it's not. Okay, so the sale is extended to next Monday. I didn't even look at what's next Monday's date. What's 5 plus 7? I gotta look at the calendar. The 12th, August 12th. Okay. Um, Roxy Ebony enjoyed it. I'm so glad you did. It's so good to be here with you guys. Miss Sparrow says thanks. You're very welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. Let's see if Joanna, it gives us the information in time. It sounds easy, but it's not. Is there anything else that I wanted to say? Please like this video so that it can be shared with others. Subscribe. Hopefully soon we'll be at 1,500 subscribers, which is exciting. Share this as well with others that you know could benefit from the information. It's such good information. I share it. The information is really, really, really good, really good. It's a pleasure to share it with you. It was life-changing for me, life-changing, and I'm happy to share it with others. I think that's everything. I'm waiting to see if Joanna responds. If you have any questions, you can get in the chat and ask questions. You can email me if you have something you want to say or update of something good. Thanks for the gems, the UCO class. Look at that. Yeah, PJ she was in the first class. She said the UCO class will change your life without pressure. That's it. There's no like, oh, I missed out. I'm behind. There's no being behind. There's no pressure. If you have been a perfectionist or you are a perfectionist, it will help you to bring that down, to be more to be organized, but in a more balanced way. If you're not, it's gonna help. And again, support squad. And the UCO class, we'll have the ones from the last class and now this class. We're gonna have a great time. All walks of life, all different ages. There are some husbands in here. If your wife signed up for the course, feel free to join in. We'll put you in the UCO class chat. You'll get all the materials. There are videos, there are PDFs. It's all kind of good stuff. And there's a challenge each day. We're going to have a really good time. Okay, Joanna, I'm not hearing back from you. You may have come off or something. Georgina, love the support squad idea. Georgina, you could do it. And of course, we're each other's support squad as well. Joanna, if you see this, you can always email me. All right, KarenMCoach@gmail.com. Love you all. Big hugs. Have a wonderful night, a great week. The next time we get together, we're going to discuss the next wound. I didn't get to look at what it is. It's according to what you all voted on. I'll put it in the chat later. All right? Kisses. Big hugs, Shawnee. Take care. Love you all. Good night. Plant you now, dig you later. If you're watching this video, it is because you're looking to make changes and create order in your environment, which is a reflection of how orderly your cranial universe is. Yes, your wonderful brain is asking for a change. When we created this workshop called UKO with 4 master classes for full activation, the first thing I did was to put it in practice in my life. Here in Vimes, everything that we teach is effectively tested, and in my case, the results were amazing. The truth is that when your brain is organized, everything around you becomes organized. As explained by Tao Rivallo, a psychologist who specialized in cognitive behavioral therapy, cleanliness and order greatly influence our mental health. Human beings tend to always search for balance, both internally and externally, and that has to do with our environment. If we look around, everything requires order, even in nature. So we're programmed for that order. I've experienced enormous changes in my life by applying certain things. I thought I was a very organized person, but the truth was I didn't realize I was rigid. So the question arises, what is the difference between being orderly and being rigid? Well, our health helps us to answer that question. If to keep your environment clean and beautiful and your life in order with an agenda and a good schedule, you end up with body pain, pain in your back, a tense neck, I assure you that you are rigid. You're not enjoying the process of being organized. This is a sign that enters your brain, and the brain then sends that message to your beautiful body, and there go the aches and pains. On the contrary, if you enjoy doing what you're doing while you're doing your chores, you fulfill your daily goals, you start by writing them down without spending a whole lot of time on it and no stress, then it means you're doing it really well. You're relaxed, and your body's like, this is good. It tells you when you finish your task to even applaud yourself and say, job well done. Now rest. That was my case. And then that was of the first participants as well, their experience of the Masterclass UKO, which is short for Organized Cranial Universe. From rigidity when organizing their environment and their life in general, they discovered that flexibility is the key, and they began to see with each workshop challenge that organizing can be relaxing and positive in every aspect. Now let's talk about the benefits you'll get by doing your UKO workshop. First, you'll learn simple techniques that are very effective when it comes to organizing yourself at home, work, or even with schoolwork. Your personal organization from this moment will be very different. The second is you will optimize your mental health while your environment is organized, achieving full balance. Remember, mental health is fundamental in every aspect of our lives. Third, you will enjoy the accompaniment of an instructor who's a coach. You'll have daily communication with her and with your classmates. This is something other online academies do not offer. You will have the skills to put into practice with your family and with everyone else who wants to. And we could also mention that the support material you receive is unlike any other. In the information of this masterclass UCO, you have everything in detail regarding the benefits of doing this amazing, organized cranial universe workshop.